Welcome back to Beyond the Game. If it's your first time tuning in to the world's most dangerous sports show, you already know who it is and what it is. It's your boy Nephew Q, and I got alongside me. We gang banging this joint today. It's just us. I got my boy Nightcrawler, aka OnlyFans biggest earner in 2024 so far. B legend in the building. Go and introduce yourself.
I was
B.
making that type of money.
You wouldn't be up in here, right?
I wouldn't be on this dang on show.
I heard that. So man, we ain't gonna. I was trying to get your thing loaded up, B, but man,
don't worry about it. I got it.
Okay, I couldn't get the sign to come through.
Don't worry about it. I got it.
I mean, since we talking about it, let's go ahead and get on into the proceedings.
Well, before we get into it, Ralph ain't here.
I wonder why he's out of all the days for him not to be here.
This text at the last minute. Oh,
amazing,
God.
ain't it?
Guys, I can't be here today. I wonder if that was because of Daiquiri.
What happened with Daiquiri?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, maybe he had too many drinks.
Maybe too many daiquiris. So let's talk about that beatdown that they got via the Green Bay Packers. If I'm not mistaken, I think we all had the Cowboys? Or did
we all had the Cowboys, other than I forgot who called.
Reggie called in. He said he had the Packers with the money line. So shout out to Reggie holding on to his Packers. But yeah, let's talk about who is to blame for the Cowboys' huge disappointment. Now, I'm gonna cook first on this. A lot of people been saying that, you can't blame Dak Prescott. I'm gonna do it today.
Go right ahead.
Like, hell, you can't blame Dak Prescott today. The defense. Now, granted, the defense did give up a lot of points. So defenses, they are culpable as well. But in the first half, be legend. Mm-hmm. In the first half. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I mean, you've been watching football a lot longer than I have. Now, when the opposite team scores, they do what? They kick it off to you, right?
They kick it off to you.
So you have the opportunity to score as well, right?
That is right.
Okay, so if we going to give the quarterbacks all the praise, why can't we give them all the blame? Because I hate to do this. If this was Lamar Jackson, everybody would be putting it on Lamar. That's right. Now all of a sudden, the defense, no. Did you know, be legend, in the first half, my man Dak Prescott was 10 of 21 for 87 yards, 2 interceptions.
That is correct.
And 1 touchdown.
And one pick six.
And a pick six to boot.
A pick six.
So your 2 interceptions put 14 points on the board for the Packers. One was a pick six, one put them in good field range.
That's right.
So you was down 14. So how can we not put this on Dak Prescott?
Well, I mean, Dak was an MVP candidate, wasn't he?
That's what that guy sitting over there said. And shout out to Daniel. That's what he said over here about the numbers.
All these guys came in here talking about Dak. That's
MVP, all I heard.
Everything else. Everybody, Facebook Nation.
Cowboy Nation. Everybody, Dak Prescott deserves to be in the conversation.
I mean, it was unbelievable. I mean, I couldn't believe the foolishness that was going on in that game.
If you were MVP candidate, when things don't go right, ain't it supposed to fall at your feet?
It's supposed to, but for some odd reason.
For some odd
reason, man. I mean, it was. Listen, I'm not gonna sit up there and say I forecasted this because it's not true. Mm-hmm. Because everybody sat here and said that the Cowboys should win that game, and they should have won that game.
They were supposed to win that game.
Listen, when they're at home, they dominate, they do well, they blow people out. But for whatever reason, they couldn't do that in this game, and I'm not sure as to why.
I know why.
Why?
Number 4.
You think it's all Dak?
Man, listen. If what was the score? 48-32, 48-38, something like that. My bad if I got the wrong score. But my thing is, if the defense is giving up the points, right, and Dak threw for over 400, I think he's like 40 for 60 for 400 yards. Okay, I'm cool with that if that's in the flow of the game because your defense ain't doing their part and you got to keep up, okay? And then let's just say the defense collapses at the end, Green Bay wins. That's not on Dak. Dak did what he was supposed to do. Defense didn't hold his end. Dak, you was down 14. You was down 27-7 in the first half. And you want me to put that on the defense?
Well, depending on who you talk to, so what I did, Q, so I kind of went out.
Okay.
And I went out and I tried to talk to people to get their opinion.
Okay.
Okay,
so you went out and did some surveillance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of what happened. Now, you got some guys or some people, I should say, that, they said, look, we didn't play well.
Right.
we lost. Dak didn't play well. Mike McCarthy didn't play well. Didn't coach well. Defense didn't show up. They were just real about it, right?
Right.
But then you had the other side.
What the other side say?
So then,
what the other side say?
So then you had the other side to this foolishness, right?
Right.
I'm still.
Let me turn the mic up.
I'm still. Them boys,
Now,
them boys.
Even though all this happened, you still got fools out here screaming this right here. They still talk about they them boys. Say it again.
I'm still.
You said it one time.
Somebody tell them I'm still.
What are they?
Them boys. I'm still.
It is unbelievable the foolishness that goes on, and the reality is people don't want to take accountability for Dak's inability to win a good game. Now I sat here.
You did.
I sat here weeks upon weeks, and what did I say? What did I tell you last week? I said that they have not played anybody.
Well, they played people. They just couldn't beat the teams that when it mattered the most.
They played nobody. The only team that they played of any substance
was the Eagles. What? Now I'm looking at those
Cowboys.
Eagles wins,
The Cowboys played the Bills.
Right.
They lost.
Okay. Playoff team.
They played San Francisco.
Playoff team.
They lost.
They got smashed.
The rest of these teams you can't count the Eagles.
I was gonna say you can't even count that Eagles now no more.
Because who are they? Where they at?
Now they've turned out to be fraud. So it's like okay, they win versus the.
Your Bucks beat them
32-9, but we're not talking about.
Your Bucks, they smashed them.
Right.
They smashed the Eagles.
Right.
And we even tried to get them. We sat here. 3 people sat here and said the Eagles were going to beat Tampa Bay. You the only one that said the Eagles were going to beat Tampa Bay. And the Tampa Bay was going to beat the Eagles. And they did. Because the Eagles are trash. And we called that too. So the NFC East is trash.
It ended up being trash.
Now, I'm curious because I know you can see over there. What are those people... What are these people saying?
Actually, there's we got, somebody said the Cowboys were a failure on all levels. Ozan Mitchell said, I'm scared of the Packers. He's a 49ers fan. Are you sure you scared of the Packers? They...
Whoa. The scared of the Packers for who? San Francisco?
San Francisco. No. San Francisco said, they no. I don't know about that. Jason Alexander, he said, Eagles made the Super Bowl last year. They get a 1-year pass from me.
Man, if you don't get out of here with that foolishness, there'll be no pass.
Let's see here. The NFC East was awful. Ozan Mitchell was agreeing with you. If the NFC East was so awful, then why are you so worried about the Packers? But anyways, he said the Packers have nothing to lose. Well, that's pretty much every team in the playoffs right in the note. You got nothing to lose at this point. He said they are hot. Williams said they are hot. Green Bay's getting hot at the right time. They are getting hot at the right time, but they're still, in my opinion, my humble expert opinion, I feel like they're still a year away. They got a young team. Jordan Love is doing his thing right now. If you want to count that, Tampa Bay's, hot right now too.
So, but in all seriousness, like the Cowboys, they do what they do.
What they do?
They lose. Every single year. You got
lose
some,
when it matters the most.
Here's the craziest thing. You probably got some followers of BTG that aren't even as old.
Hot dog.
How old is Hot Dog?
I don't think he's old enough to remember when they won the last time they won the Super Bowl.
So Hot Dog ain't even seen it.
I don't think he's actually physically seen the confetti fall down after a Super Bowl victory, if I'm correct. And if he did, he was maybe like 2 or 3 that he can't remember.
So you got all these people out here that are just all these Cowboy fans. They got their houses decked out, they got everything. And then they come up with every reason and rationale as to why the Cowboys lost, and they don't want to hold accountability. It's Dak. Dak is not a good quarterback. We've said this for years and years and years. He does not show up. He has never shown up. He shows up in the season, and then in the playoffs, he fails. He fails miserably. That's just the way it is. It's always been that way.
So what do they do with that? What they do with that?
What are they going to do with it?
I'm just asking, because some people are like, we need to get rid of Dak. We need to get rid of McCarthy. Okay, I can see that. But Dak, what's the alternative?
You ain't got no alternative.
That's what I'm saying. So you pretty much stuck with that.
What are you going to do? You going to try to draft somebody?
Okay, so then you 2-3 years behind again.
I mean, you had a chance to go get somebody a couple years back, and you didn't do it. So
You had 2 opportunities.
Yeah.
You had a chance to go get Tom when he was available.
Correct.
Passed on that.
passed on it.
A-Rod.
Passed on that. So you put your faith in, and look, I'm not mad at that. They gave Dak the opportunity to go out there and prove his worthiness and go out there to win. He did what he's supposed to do. He's got NFC champion. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
Don't do
I'm
that.
sorry. That is disrespectful.
You giving them something?
Yep. I'm sorry. I meant to say NFC.
Right. Division.
East
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Championships.
Yeah.
He's got those. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
So we got Ozan. He said they're playing with house money. I mean, everybody's playing with house money at this point. Ozan, I get what you're saying because it's like, oh, nobody expected us to win. No, da 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 da. I get that, but you can say that almost for every NFC team outside of the 49ers. Because it's the 49ers to lose in the NFC right now. Jason Alexander says Cowboys fans under the age of 30 have never seen the Cowboys win. Hey, right there. Andrew Crawford, he said, what Cowboys fans you talking to? We talking about the delusional
ones.
The delusional ones who can't understand and accept the fact that this is just who they are at this point in time.
Yeah. And there's a lot of those people out there. A lot of them.
They're everywhere.
It's ridiculous.
You know who gets excited every time the Cowboys make the playoffs?
Who?
Every Samsung, LG, because they know people about to break TVs and go out and buy all new TVs, so they can't wait for the Cowboys to make the playoffs.
I mean, look, from a football perspective, it's funny because Mike McCarthy said he got rid of Kellen Moore.
Right.
Because he didn't run the ball enough.
And what did he turn around
and what did he do?
Threw it all around the yard.
All he did was throw the ball.
Threw it all around the yard.
Run the ball. They didn't do anything.
All around the yard.
So you made yourself a one-dimensional team.
Which you was trying not to do.
So when you were playing these teams that didn't have good secondaries, you could throw all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
CeeDee Lamb 8.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Cooks 8.
8.
Ferguson 8.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody 8. Dak became the
MVP front runner at one point in time, and Dak this and Dak that.
But you didn't run the ball. So you just think that you're gonna be able to just throw the ball all over the yard in the playoffs, and you ain't gonna be able to run?
Derrick Henry gonna take care of that next year.
I believe that they gonna probably do something crazy like they get Derrick Henry or something. What they gonna do? Not give him the ball?
Good luck with that.
It's possible. But here's my question though: do they fire Mike McCarthy?
Well, that just depends on what Mike Tomlin already said. He's coming back in 2024. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but I want to get to this comment right here. It goes in line with what you said. Alvin Brown said the Cowboy owner must be blamed, especially with Dak. He has not been successful after the firing of Jimmy Johnson. That goes back to the coaching thing. You think Belichick going to stand for all that Jerry Jones interfering nonsense?
Listen, to be honest with you, I'd love to see Jerry Jones down there. I mean, not Jerry Jones, Bill Belichick.
I would
down
too.
there. I would love to see it, but I don't think it'll
We've
work.
already seen that movie with Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells came up out of there because he's like, nah, buddy, getting in. I ain't got time for all that.
Jerry Jones is not going to be able to dictate nothing to Bill Belichick.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't see it. But the reality is Bill Belichick is probably the better fit for that team.
I agree. I'm right there with you, but it ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen. So I'd be very curious to see who they gonna put, because it's got to put a guy in there that he can control.
Mike McCarthy.
You think he stays?
At this point,
There's no way he could stay. It's almost like the Bears.
I don't think so, but it goes back to Jerry wants control, though, right?
But look, it goes back to the Bears and their mediocrity, right?
Lord have mercy.
I mean, I'm just saying.
No, I see what you're saying, but yeah.
Like this dude, Eberflus or whatever his name, Fleece or whatever his name is. First of all, he was a bad hire in the first place. They had a chance to fire him, and then they're gonna keep him. So they just want to stay as a mediocre team.
Stay with the status quo.
So the same thing's gonna happen with Jerry Jones. If he doesn't make the change, what? All of a sudden you just think Mike McCarthy they're just gonna win? Because Dan Quinn's leaving.
Oh, Dan Quinn. I think he's gonna take the Seattle job.
Well, it don't matter. He's
leaving
getting
anyway.
the heck up out of there.
Right.
He ain't gonna stay there after that beat down they just took.
Especially with your defense just giving up 48.
So Michael Parsons, where was you at?
He was there.
Yeah, was he?
I don't know. I thought he was there. I don't know.
Did he have? I don't even know what type of tackles he had. I don't even know. He may have had a sack. He may have had.
I don't think he had anything. As a matter of fact, I think I seen a stat. He only had one pressure the whole game.
D. Lawrence.
Was he there?
D. Lawrence.
I don't know, man. We going to take a quick commercial break on Beyond the Game on WLXU 93.9 FM. Don't worry, Eagles fans. We ain't leaving y'all out. Y'all up next because we going to talk about that collapse that y'all just had against the Tampa Bay Bucks when we come back on Beyond the Game on WLXU 93.9 FM.
Trash. Boy, they are trash. Eagles are trash. Dolphins are trash. They just trash.
Everybody just trash.
Oh God. The Eagles and Cowboys, that they ought to be embarrassed. They ought to be embarrassed.
They ought to.
That beat down they took a beat down.
Hey man. Hey man.
Beat down.
Hey man.
Beat down.
Call in numbers 859-721-5690. I'm gonna get to your bank account, man. I see it.
Oh man. Clown. Oh God.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna get to your Bill Belichick question. I see it. Call in and let us know what y'all think about what happened to the Philadelphia Eagles. Not just on Monday night, but the rest of the season, or the end of the season. Welcome back to Beyond the Game on WLXU 93.9 FM. We talking some NFL playoffs.
No, we're not. We talking trash.
We talking trash. Taking the trash out today is what we doing.
Trash.
Ozan, before we get to it, Ozan, he had a point about the quarterbacks. He said there's a reason why Miami, Philly, and the Patriots are awful is because all those quarterbacks came from Bama. Before I let you cook on that, we got to call on the line. Caller, what's your name, man?
TC, man, can you hear me?
TC, we got you coming through loud.
He's a Cowboys.
He's a Cowboys fan. So before we talk about this Eagles thing, what happened to your Cowboys and who's to blame, TC?
No, I'm gonna call in. I'm gonna be a man and call in. I thought they were going to destroy the Packers, even though Jordan Love that dude's incredible. Here's the thing that bothered me. This was past embarrassing. You know, like when your boy can't even really talk about you because it's so bad. Like this was embarrassing what happened. And there's a couple of things that stood out to me. One was there was a play where I think they had their tight end on a wide out, and the cornerback was like 10 yards off of him, and all they needed was like 5 yards for first down. Why aren't you pressing him? And I guarantee you Love caught an audible and threw it right to him. And plays like that, I just couldn't believe I was watching. Out-coached, outplayed in every aspect of the game. The first defensive possession, you give up a 75-yard drive for a touchdown to start the game?
That's
75.
right.
Yeah, well, right down the field.
Right down the field. No stop.
First of all, you won the coin toss. Why not start with the ball and get the crowd in the game and score? But you give the ball to them, and then you give up a touchdown? And then I think Dak, first possession, 3 and out, punt. Yeah. And then after that, I just wasn't feeling right. But let me say this. Above all of that stuff, you know what really bothered me the most? See, Legend go understand this. See, Q, here's something, as y'all know as athletes, as competitors, right? Is this something that's bigger than what we saw on the field? I'm going to go back to 91, just real fast. 91, right? The first time the Bulls had a chance to beat the Pistons in the playoffs. I know I'm using basketball, but I want y'all to feel me real quick.
Hey, do your thing, TC. Do your thing.
The first time the Bulls just really knew they were about to beat the Pistons after a few years of getting beat by them, right?
Yeah.
And as a Bulls fan, and let you know this, you're sitting there thinking, okay, something's about to happen.
Yeah.
Like, the Pistons are not going to sit back and allow this to happen. So what happened? Pippen goes to the basket, guarded by Dennis Rodman. What did Dennis do? Dennis body slammed him to the ground almost out of bounds.
Sure did.
Right?
Sure did.
Because as a competitor, you're not going to allow this to happen. Right?
Go ahead, TC. Let that hurt out, man. Let that hurt out.
Listen. At any point during that game, did you see any frustration expressed by the Cowboys?
No. I forgot what play it was. I forgot who it was. I want to say it was Jair Alexander. He pushed C.D. Lamb out of bounds, and C.D. Lamb just turned around and walked off.
Yeah.
Come on, man. At any point, did you see Micah on the bench going off?
No.
Did you see Dak on the bench going off?
No.
Did you see anybody on the Cowboys team go at the Packers?
No.
Did you see any kind of Dennis Rodman kind of play where, you know what, we ain't beating y'all, but y'all ain't punking us tonight. Like, I'm going to show you something. The one thing about the Cowboys that bothered me the most, bro, and this was crazy, as much as they have this high championship expectation, they don't have a championship culture anymore.
No.
It's not there.
It's not.
It is not there. It's not there, bro. You didn't have one player on that field do anything to show that this is bothering you.
Yep.
I didn't see. So I saw Coach Mike like tapping CeeDee Lamb like on the shoulder on the bench, like rubbing his shoulder. Like, what are we doing here?
He was rubbing his shoulders.
We are getting utterly embarrassed, and I don't see no fight. The Cowboys got a culture and a locker room problem. They got a locker room problem, Q and Legend. My problem is, the biggest problem of all, I never saw a fight. I never saw frustration expressed. I'm not saying dirty play, hurt the Packers, do anything stupid, but give me one physical play. Give me one Dennis Rodman pushing Pippen out of bounds because we going to get beat, and I don't like it.
Hey, TC, I'm right there with you. Hey, what's the thing is, we might not win the game, but we're going to win the fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay something on you.
Somebody going to fill me up in this joint today, TC, man.
So Troy, here's my question. So with that being the case, like, what do you do? I mean, what do you do? Do you clean house? I mean, what do you do?
If I'm, in this case, the owner, because I don't even know who the GM is in that organization because Jerry Jones, the owner and the GM. And so you got to. You have to, man. Because, again, this is a culture. We haven't won in 30 years. So if you haven't won in 30 years, you don't have a winning culture. I don't care what nobody says. These delirious, delusional Cowboy fans, and I'm a Cowboy fan, we don't have a winning culture. You have to clean house. You have to get somebody in there who understands winning. And you can say, yeah, Coach Mike, yeah, he won at Green Bay. I get it. Where's the culture at? As an athlete, man, as a competitor, where's the goons at? Where are the players? Lawrence, you mean to tell me you ain't mad? Gilmore, you ain't mad? Like, I saw no pride on that football field. You go beat me. You can beat me. But there's something in me that wants to fight. The Cowboys didn't fight. That was the most disappointing thing. Forget the score. As embarrassing as it is, forget the score. What about manning up? What about just being a competitor? What about saying, you ain't about to come in my house and smack me and just leave? And to all the Cowboys fans, I'm telling you, that's a culture. That's not talent. That's not skill. That is a mentality. That's a culture that the Cowboys do not have. I guarantee you this. That ain't happening to the Niners.
Oh no!
You best believe that. Fred, one of them boys. You think it? Nah, bro. That ain't going down like that over there.
No, I mean, but you're right though. I mean, when you really break it down and look at that game, I mean, you never saw, any emotion or anything on the sideline with the Cowboys.
Hey, I'm be real with you. I'm going to go back because that's all we got. I'm going to go back to Michael Irvin. You mean to tell me Michael Irvin is going to come off that field and sit on the bench and wait for the next offensive possession?
And get his shoulders rubbed?
Do you think Michael Irvin's going to just go on that bench and just be quiet? I guarantee you Michael Irvin, all it takes is one, is going to walk up and down that sideline cursing everybody out.
Yeah. Everybody else.
Hey, look at this, though. If you watch the broadcast, you saw Jimmy Johnson, how emotional he got.
At halftime.
And he ain't even coaching.
He ain't even coaching. He ain't got nothing to do with nothing. He's fired up. And he got more passion than anybody that was in the Dallas organization this Sunday.
That's one thing, as someone who plays, someone who coaches, that's one thing I just cannot accept. At some point, you got to show me that you really care about what's going on right now. You have to show me that this means something to you. I didn't see one player where I felt like, man, this hurts.
So
like,
maybe, I mean,
they didn't
was
care.
it an arrogance thing?
I do believe that the Packers shocked them because they were more prepared. I do believe that they were shocked a little bit of what was happening. I do believe that. I do believe for a moment they were caught off guard of how good they were on the field compared to maybe tape. And so I think they did panic. I do think they felt like, man, because as much as we can go back and forth with Dak, the one thing I do know about Dak, he's not a come-from-behind quarterback. He's a front-runner quarterback. He ain't Mahomes. Like, he ain't Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have that ability. And here's why. The first pick he threw, the cornerback just beasted Cooks. That was Cooks' fault. Cooks should have never let a dude come over his shoulder and take the ball. That's his fault. The second pick six? How did you not see that? How did you not see him right there next to the dude that you're throwing the ball to? He threw it right to the DB. How do you not see him? I think they all panicked. I think Dak panicked. I think the coordinators panicked. I think they all panicked. I think they're in shock. But at the same time, bro, at some point, the competitive light has to kick on like, oh, wait a minute, hold up now. You ain't about to do this to me in my house. You are not about to embarrass me in my house. And that's what happened. And so here's the thing. You remember that song, I See Your True Colors Shining Through?
I see your true colors. Yeah, go ahead.
What you saw are good athletes, but I don't know how competitive in the sense of that dog that the Cowboys used to have. Like, I'm talking a long time ago, but they don't have that, man, because I didn't see it. Because if there was a time for that to come out, you mean to tell me, and I ain't trying to condone fighting, but there was no fights? Like, there was no, like, aggressive.
No pinching nobody, no nothing.
Come on, man. Like, nothing? Nothing. Man, do you remember Deion Sanders and Andre Rison?
Yeah.
That's right.
These dudes punching each other in the face for 30 seconds. And I don't think that was in a playoff game.
It wasn't.
Come on. So all I'm saying is this. The thing that disappointed me the most was that I just didn't see the Cowboys have pride enough to fight, to express some kind of frustration, to say, man, I'm not saying that it doesn't mean a lot to them. I'm not saying these dudes are not competitors. I'm not saying that they're not, grown men. But you just allowed a team to come in and smack you up and down the field, and you did nothing.
Nothing at all. Nothing. Who are they? TC, man, we appreciate you for calling in and expressing that hurt, my guy. I think you speak for all for the reality, the real Cowboy friends. TC, we appreciate you for calling in, my guy.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick commercial break on WLXU 93.9 FM Beyond the Game. We had to let that go, y'all, because that was for all Cowboy Nation right there. That was for everybody who, trust me, I know people like that. Y'all let him stop. Hey, bro, listen. If y'all, man, Man, that's for Cowboy Nation.
But you know,
we
we're
going to take a quick commercial break on WLXU 93.9 FM. When we come back, we'll finally get into some Eagles talk because I definitely got to talk about what my Bucks did to them when we come back.
Oh, man.
Let's go places safely, Lexington. Are you in the right lane? Should you be?
Ozone, talk to him. Talk to him.
The right-hand lane should be used for driving, and the left should be used for passing.
Y'all don't understand and realize, right? That's about the Dallas Cowboys. And we finally got a real Dallas Cowboy fan to call in and express that hurt that the Cowboys just went through against the Green Bay Packers. I don't know if y'all listen to poetry or nothing like that, but that shit was poetic. That shit was poetic. Oh, man. We're going to take some more calls. Just give me a second. We're going to get to some of these predictions, and then I'm going to let everybody call in real quick.
Thanks, Gloria.
Welcome back to Beyond the Game on WLXU 93.9 FM. We talking some NFL playoffs. TC came in and expressed the hurt that the Cowboy Nation is going through right
you
now.
know what? Maybe we need to turn this show into into a show where Cowboy fans can just call in and express themselves and, you know,
Get that hurt off.
Get that hurt off their chest.
We should call that segment "Who Hurt You," and it should be after every Cowboys loss. Who hurt you? So let's talk about the other hurt in the building, where the Philadelphia Eagles got mollywopped by my Tampa Bay Bucks, 32-9 on Monday Night Football. Wasn't even close. I don't even know how we even let them score the way they scored.
Damn.
But anyways, for me, it was a thing of beauty.
It was.
It was a thing. Baker Mayfield, and somebody had put in the comment section. I'm gonna get to it. I forgot who said. I think it was Ozone. He said, "What do I like my chances with Baker?" What do you mean? Do I like my chances to get to the Super Bowl, to the NFC Championship, to beat the Lions? What exactly do you mean by do I like my chances with Baker? Now, do I like my chances against the Lions? I'm gonna just keep it 1,000. Wow. No.
You don't like your chances against
I don't.
Why?
Because I feel like talent-wise, we're right there with the Lions, talent for talent, right? So it's not like they're just that much better than we are, but they have two things that we lack, right?
Okay.
Head coach is a better play caller than ours is, Todd Bowles. And I feel like they have, and I know you can't quantify this, but it's something that the Cowboys didn't have, which is toughness. And I feel like the Lions are a tougher team than Tampa Bay is.
Really?
I really do. I really do.
I think against that Tampa too. I think they're gonna turn golf over.
Well, I'm trying to be realistic and not let
I get it.
I'm not letting my fandom take over, but
It's a different.
I know.
Listen.
Go ahead, talk to me. Talk to me.
And I said this. You can go back and look at it. I said I did pick the Eagles to win that game because I just couldn't trust Baker Mayfield.
Right.
But I also said that, you know, Tampa's going to play that Tampa too.
Right.
And that's hard to run on and it's hard to throw on.
Yeah.
And everybody's healthy.
Yeah.
So that gives them an opportunity.
Right.
You know, to compete in that game, because Jared Goff would turn that ball over.
He's gonna give us one. We just got to capitalize.
Now the things that Detroit does well, they run the ball well. Well, against the Tampa 2 defense, it's hard to run against them.
Right.
So it forces them into passing.
Right.
And that's going to create a problem. Now, you know.
But Jared Goff, he just did his thing, dog, against the Rams.
Rams ain't got no solid defense like that.
We have a solid defense, but our back end is kind of suspect at times. I mean, Antoine Winfield Jr., he's our best defender as far as the secondary. Carlton Davis can be had. Like it's suspect, but it can be okay. It can be serviceable. I don't know if we can control Almiron. Say, bro, I don't.
But you know, I guess here's my thing. The heck with that. What happened to the Eagles? That's what I want. Let's talk about the Eagles.
I can tell you what happened.
All this conversation all season long. Andrew Morrell.
Yeah, Donovan Jarman. I know you watching. Yeah.
Talking about the Eagles. What happened to them?
Absolutely nothing.
They got demolished.
As the great coach, said, Dennis Greens, they were who we thought they were. They were who we thought they were. We didn't let them off the hook, but they were who we thought they were.
So you're trying to say they were frauds?
Yes.
So who was the bigger fraud, Dallas or the Eagles?
Eagles. Eagles, yes. And here's why. Because the Eagles went 10-1 and had us believe that maybe they, even though they were struggling to win some of their games, but they just came off of a Super Bowl appearance. So it had a lot of people believing, okay, this team could, if they could just somehow just work out the chemistry or whatever the issue is, they can get back to that same team. Everybody feels like Dallas is going to be Dallas. Everybody felt like Dallas at some point was going to implode. Nobody until the Philadelphia Eagles went losing 5 or 6 on the back end of the season didn't feel that way until they did that part.
That's true.
The first part of the season, people were all Philadelphia Eagles, except for Ralph, because he did say they weren't going to get back. But everybody had belief that they were going to get back. So the bigger disappointment was Philly, because it's like y'all just went to the Super Bowl, and now y'all losing 32-9 to Tampa. What happened?
Man, they're not the same team.
They're definitely not the same team.
I think the coach lost the locker room.
Yeah. Oh, well, I believe so. Is Sirianni gone? I say no, because you can't fire a coach who just went to the Super Bowl last year, lost in the first round this year, and then you gonna fire him?
Man, clearly there is something wrong in that locker room.
I believe you. I think Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. That Jalen Brown in the receiving core. I mean Jalen Hurts in the receiving core. I think there's an issue there. I don't know what that issue is, but I think that's.
What are you gonna do? You gonna trade somebody?
I don't know.
If you're not gonna get rid of the coach, you gotta do something.
I don't know, but there's a disconnect. I believe there's a disconnect between.
So do you think A.J. Brown could have played that game, or did he just sit out? Because I heard reports that
I think he could have played. I think he was pouting.
He just said he wasn't gonna play.
I think he was pouting for what, and that's why I said there's something going on between Hurts and that wide receiver room, to where something happened where they just, because last year, it
ain't like he don't throw the ball to him.
That's what I'm saying. So what's. Is it a girl? Is it a female? What's the problem here, bruh?
Man, dude, I have no idea.
What's the
All
problem?
I know is
here?
they went down to Tampa and they got spanked.
I mean, you might as well just say they shouldn't even showed up.
I mean, they didn't do anything. Well, I'm not going to say they didn't do anything efficiently, because I thought at the beginning of the game, you kind of went back and forth.
Yeah, it went back and forth. Yeah.
You got Devontae going.
Second half is when they got away from
and
the
then
Eagles.
all of a sudden, man, it just imploded. I mean, it's almost like what happened to the team. The team,
yeah, like they gave up.
Like the team that was there during the first 8 games of the season, they just disappeared.
Okay, that's fair. They said they fired Doug Peterson a year or 2 removed from winning the Super Bowl. Okay, that's right. Okay. No, it's not a year. It was 1 year. 1 year removed. So you're right. My bad. You're right.
1 year.
Somebody said Tony Braxton in the locker room. I remember, that Jimmy Jackson, Jason Kidd,
Jamal.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe a situation.
Wait a minute, but Tony Braxton's with Birdman.
No, they saying it's a Tony Braxton.
No, I know. It just kind of triggered something.
I don't know why that's happening.
I don't understand.
I don't understand.
Tony Braxton with Birdman, like what's going on? But that's a different story. That's a different story. That's a different,
Because I don't know. But anyway,
we don't talk about that on a different show. We don't talk about that.
Let's get into some of these divisional round matchups, because we got about 15.
Where's Andrew Morrell? I want to know where the Philly fans at. Where they at? They ain't called in.
Philly fans ain't here today. Ralph ain't here today. I don't know what's going on.
Dang.
I don't know what's going on. I mean, when Tampa loses, I show up. I mean, I don't. But anyways, let's get into the Texans-Ravens matchup. Be legend. Who you like in this one? We got the young hot C.J. Stroud, who just tore the Cleveland Browns apart. I think they won 45-14.
Man, they beat them down too.
He was 16 for 21, 274 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Is that all he had?
That's all he needed.
They beat them down.
That's all he needed.
Well, Flacco threw 2 picks, though.
Browns defense helped him out. I mean, not the Browns. Texas defense helped them out, but at the same time, who we like in this matchup?
Oh man, all day long, Lamar and the Ravens, man. Now I'm not gonna say they're just gonna roll over them,
right?
But I think that Lamar's gonna do what he does. Mm-hmm. I think Stroud will get a little bit of this, but that Ravens defense is a little bit different, man. They made a little bit different.
Sean, they
who's that? Sean Gurton?
No. They saying Sean Gurton next. They saying Sean Gurton is the reason why the Eagles lost, because he jinxed them.
He probably is.
Omar, hope I'm saying your name right, homeboy. Omar Perito. He said next season can Sean Gurton stop posting touchdowns? We all watching the same game, man. No need to announce all of them.
Will they be back?
Who's that?
The Eagles.
To define back.
I mean, would they be back in contention?
Yes. And for y'all, for those who are calling in, my bad, man, they got the phone. We'll get to that in a second. So I didn't see everybody's phone call, so my bad. I apologize. We got a call on the line right now. Caller, what's your name, man?
Man, you know who it is. Don't pack go.
We got Reggie calling here right now. And Reggie, I apologize, sir. I don't know what's going on with this phone. Sometimes it's ringing loud, but anyways, go ahead and get it off your chest about the Green Bay Packers and Dallas Cowboys, and give us your prediction against the San Francisco 49ers.
I told y'all what was going to happen. If Aaron Jones is going to get loose, and they couldn't do nothing with us. Top 5 defense were. I knew Dak was going to fold. The game, like Kyle Shanahan said, I started preparing for Green Bay in the second quarter because the game was over. They weren't coming back. And this is what we do to Dallas, man. We own Dallas. This is why I talk trash to Dallas fans. They can't say Anthony Walker. He can't say nothing to me. No Dallas Cowboy fan can say nothing to me. I told y'all we went in there and won with Matt Flynn. We can win with anybody. Q, we could have had you at quarterback and we would have won.
He did say Matt Flynn did go in there and win.
He did.
He did.
But I see y'all talking. Y'all ain't giving us a shot this week.
No.
I'm gonna fall back. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah, no, Reggie,
what you gotta say? Support your
That's that
team.
same energy you had last week. I need that same energy this
That's
week,
right.
Reggie.
Don't back down.
You already know what I'm gonna say. Packers money line.
Reggie got the Packers money line.
We not worried about the lame Niner game. What they call it? Bang bang. I call it lame. Cause look, that pass rush, that's all good and all. They front seven, yeah, they some bullies. But if we go in there, and like I'm going to say it again, if we are able to run the ball and set up our play action, we be good, man. The spread, they got that 9.5. It ain't going to be no blowout. They better hope we're not in that game. We're not in that game late, because Jordan Love got a lot of confidence. And you know who he learned. He learned from Go Rodgers.
Oh yeah, tell him again. Tell him it's Goat Rodgers.
Don't y'all start this.
Yeah,
man.
it's
Don't
Goat
y'all
Rodgers now.
start this foolishness.
Oh yeah, Goat Rodgers. You see everything on it. You see everything when you look at Jordan Love. You see the way he throws that ball. You see him throwing off that back leg. It ain't nothing but the Goat Rodgers.
It was against the Cowboys.
It doesn't matter.
Against the Cowboys.
It does not matter. It is the GOAT.
I call Jordan Love Aaron Rodgers Jr.
Don't y'all start this. Man, it was against the Cowboys, man. What y'all talking about, man?
Hey, look, Aaron left his mark.
Q, last week, our number one receiver had one reception for like 3 yards. Christian Watson, he was just out there. We didn't even use the big guns. We used Dobbs, Tucker Kraft, and Musgrave on the Cowboys. We just knew and Aaron Jones, we knew what we had to do. This week, man, hey man, like Jordan Love said, we got a bunch of confidence, man. And do not let us go in there and upset the 49ers. We go in there and upset the 49ers. Man, don't put us in the Super Bowl, man.
Hey, look, I'm going to sit here and tell you, if you upset the 49ers, you are 100% right. You are going to the Super Bowl, because I don't think that's going to happen at all.
Hey. This will happen. I'm telling you, we owe them. Do y'all remember this? Remember when they beat the Cowboys and they came to Lambeau, we was the 1 seed, and they beat us? We owe them. We owe lame Niner game. You hear me talking? I see Ozone on us. He can see me. He can hear me talking. We owe them bums.
I love his playoff energy. I love it, man. Hey, Reggie, I appreciate you for calling in, my guy. Of course, next week after y'all beat the 49ers, make sure you call in again.
Hey, if we beat the 49ers, hey, Q, if we beat the 49ers, I might go viral on Facebook, running down the street naked.
There it is. Hey, Reggie, appreciate you for calling in, my guy.
No problem.
Yes, sir. Oh, man. So we had Reggie. He taking the money line. Ozone, he was commenting. He was like, bet something then. Yeah. Well, who'd you have in the Texans and the Ravens matchup before we get out of here? Baltimore? Okay.
Baltimore is going to beat them. I mean, I don't think I think defensively, I think the Ravens will go ahead and deal with C.J. Stroud and shut that on.
I'm going to take the Ravens in this matchup, too. Let's go to the game. Reggie was just talking about Packers 49ers. Reggie, you my guy. Appreciate all the support, all the love you give BTG and all of that.
But it ain't happening.
I just don't think it's happening this game.
I mean,
and the 49ers is well rested as well. Yeah.
You got the MVP of the league playing.
CMC.
Yeah.
I Reggie, you my guy, man, but I just can't see it, man. I just can't see it. So I got the 49ers. I think B. Legend's
I got
going 49ers with me right here.
All day.
Your son.
Oh man, that's gonna be one.
Chiefs Bills. I think this is the
one.
third time I think they've met in the playoffs.
Man, that's gonna be one.
Who we got?
Man, you know,
Who we got?
I mean, listen.
You gonna go get your son?
Listen, you know, as I told you last week, I told you that I will never go against my son.
That's what you said.
And I didn't go against him, and he went and they beat down Miami. And that wasn't really no beat down. I mean, if you just looked at the facts, Tua just don't win in the cold.
I said that cold factor was going to play a part.
Not really necessarily. I don't want to put it all on the code. I mean, you got to give Kansas City their props. I mean,
their defense is really
defensively,
good this
year. they shut it down, and they made it really difficult on Tua.
Right.
This game is going to be different, though.
Tell me about it, Dean.
I mean, I think Josh Allen, they're going to run the football.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, they're going to have to, in order for the Chiefs to win that game, they got to get Josh Allen back into throwing the football, because ever since they fired the coordinator, they've been running the ball very well and very effectively,
right,
which has opened up everything else for them.
Right.
So if Kansas City has the opportunity to shut down that run, that's going to get them a great chance to win that ball game.
So who you got?
But I'm going with the Chiefs.
Going with the Chiefs?
I'm going with the Chiefs. I'm not going against Patty. It's Patty, man. It's Super Bowl champion.
I don't know, man.
I mean, Buffalo like Dallas, they ain't never won nothing.
Nah, they definitely ain't never won.
They definitely
ain't won nothing. But I don't know, man.
I mean, you gotta go with what you.
I'm gonna go with the Bills on this one, B. Legend, man.
Go ahead, man.
I feel like everything, those stats, throw everything out the window. There's got to be a certain time where Josh Allen beats Pat Mahomes in the playoffs, man.
Sometimes I equate it to like Tom Brady.
But this is the reason why. Mm-hmm. I feel like the Bills' offense, if it becomes a scoring game, I just don't think Pat Mahomes has the horses this time to keep up with Josh Allen. Now, Josh Allen, he's going to throw the Chiefs one. They got to catch it.
They got to catch it.
He's
going to throw it.
He's going to throw him one.
Throw it.
Like the old Brett Favre. He's going to throw us one. You just got to be ready for it. But I just feel like offensively, the Buffalo Bills have the advantage. The defense is kind of a push a little bit, even though I give it to the Chiefs. But I just feel like the Buffalo Bills will win this matchup.
You remember, your quarterback Tom Brady and what the Tom Brady Peyton Manning thing?
Yeah.
And it was very difficult for Peyton Manning to beat Tom Brady.
But Peyton Manning did beat him a couple times.
Maybe once. He did.
Hey, like they say the Little Giants, one time.
One time, but I mean, listen,
I think this is the one time.
I'm not saying that Buffalo cannot win that game, because they can.
Right.
But you asked me who I'm going with. I'm going with Patty.
You gonna go with Patty? I'm gonna say this is the year Josh Allen gets it done, and he finally beats his arch nemesis Pat Mahomes, because I feel like Pat Mahomes just doesn't have the arsenal this year.
He don't.
I felt like this is the game where that is going to come and bite the Chiefs in the butt.
And it could. And defensively, maybe they step up.
Maybe. And then the last matchup, we got the Buccaneers versus the Detroit Lions. Man, everything in my fiber, everything in my being wants to give me the Buccaneers. But football-wise, it's telling me to pick the Lions. But you know what? F all that, man. I don't care, B. Legend, man. I don't care. We in the playoffs. We probably, at this point in time, probably, I was going to say, probably the worst team left in the playoffs, I would probably say.
Why?
I mean, look at the Texans. Texans are better than us because Texans beat us.
Defense wins.
It does.
Defense wins in the playoffs.
So I'm going to go with I ain't wear this shirt for nothing. I ain't going to wear this shirt and go with the Detroit Lions. I know I said it early in the show, but forget all that. I'm going money on the line, chips pushed to the table. Let me get Baker, Money, Mayfield. Buccaneers winning this matchup. We played the 49ers NFC Championship game. Yeah. I said it.
Oh, God.
I said it.
That might get ugly, though.
Well, I just said we getting there. I ain't say we was going to win anything. God. I ain't say we was going to win anything. I said we getting there.
Actually, I think either way it goes, whoever's going out there to Santa Clara is going to get ugly for them.
Well, that's true, too. That's true.
It don't matter.
So I'm going with Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Rashad Penny in the backfield, Tristan Wirfs protecting the left side, Chad Otten on the tight end. What you want to do? This is going, man, I love the story. He said, "Hold on there, Q."
I love the story. I love
Say what you
I love the Lions story, right? First time they won a playoff game in how long? 30 years?
Who thought the Lions? Yeah. They right there with the Cowboys.
Not a championship.
I know, playoff game.
Playoff game.
Yeah.
So playoffs. So I like the story. I would love to see them win. I really would. I think they got Hutchinson. They gonna come after Baker.
Of course.
They gonna create some issues for Baker, and Baker's making a lot of turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
They put a lot of pressure on him. You got the chance of him making some turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
They got Tampa Bay's got to be able to run the football.
Reggie said Green Bay's playing Tampa Bay in the NFC Championship game, but go ahead, continue.
Okay, yeah. I mean, every man is entitled to his opinion.
To his opinion. Okay.
I mean, sometimes
we'll see y'all there, Reggie. Don't worry about it.
Sometimes, foolishness and everything else misleads you to.
We will see Green Bay in the NFC Championship game. I'm riding with you, Reggie, because I don't like our chances against Green Bay more than the 49ers. So I'm riding with you, Reggie.
So I'm looking at this thing but I also believe that Goff would turn over the football, and I think that Tampa Bay's defense is just going to be tough. So hold on,
go ahead. Go ahead.
So the question that I have to ask myself: Do I want to go with my heart? Go with the good story.
I feel like you're riding with.
Or do I want to go with defense?
Get in the car, B.
Or do I want to go with football?
Get in the car and ride with me.
That's the question.
Get in the car and ride with me, B. Get in the car and ride with me.
That's the question. And I'm going to say. I'm gonna roll with Tampa Bay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Even though the percentages tell me that they won't win, but I'm still gonna roll with Tampa Bay.
I don't care about none of the percentages because I'm going back to say
just like the percentages probably say Kansas City won't win.
But you going with the Chiefs?
I'm going with.
You don't know how much this means to me.
I'm going with your coach because I think your coach defensively will game plan against them, and I think the defense will show up. If they don't show up, well, it's over with. It's over with. And I could be wrong, but I'm not rolling with Baker. I'm rolling with the defense.
You rolling with the defense? Okay.
I'm rolling with the defense.
As long as you're rolling with Tampa, I don't care who you picking.
I'm rolling with the defense. That's what I'm doing.
I take that. Before we get out of here, we got 4 minutes left. There's a conversation to be had. Now, if TC's still on here, I hope he is. Is it time for the Warriors to break up this dynasty, man? You got Clay playing terrible. You got Draymond Green, Chuck Norris and people out here in these streets. I think Steph Curry's just.
I don't think the core goes anywhere. I don't think neither one of those three players will leave Golden State. I don't think they'll trade them. Mm-hmm. I think they will have to leave. I think Clay would have to leave because they're not paying him what he wants. I think it'll be on them versus them actually trading them.
Come on down the street, Clay.
But I also feel like everybody else on their roster tradable.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I believe that they won't make the playoffs, and if they do, they're going to struggle to be a play-in team. Mm-hmm. I believe that if they continue to struggle, I believe that they will cut Chris Paul.
Damn.
They will buy him out and let him go to a contender. I believe that. They're not going to get. They're not going to do that with Clay or Steph.
Right. Yeah, because that's the.
Chris, 38, 37, 38. They got. If they're not going to win, why are they going to keep him?
That's true.
Right.
That was the point of bringing him there.
Right. Moody, they're going to probably try to move Moody. Mm-hmm. They're going to try to move Kuminga. Mm-hmm. Try to get some pieces for it. Mm-hmm. I'd be interested to see what they do. They can't stand pat because if they stand pat, they don't even have a chance. Mm-hmm. So they're going to have to do something. Now, do they break the core up? I don't see them doing that.
I do. Maybe not at the trade deadline, but I feel like this is it for them.
Oh, no, if you're talking about are they going to win, they're never going to win again.
No, I know. The winning is done.
Yeah, the winning
is done for them. But I'm talking about, so at this point, if I'm, who's the GM? I want to say Mike Dunleavy.
Mike Dunleavy.
Yeah. If I'm the GM, so then what are we doing here then?
But you, Mike Dunleavy Jr., are you going to be the one that's going to have that over your head?
That's why Bob Myers left. He didn't want to be the one to make that decision.
No, I don't. Here's my point. I don't believe that he didn't want to make the decision. I don't believe that they would let him make that decision.
So you saying that he wanted to make that decision?
I don't believe Sam Laker would allow them to break their team up. As crazy as that sounds. Draymond, Clay, and Steph. Draymond, with his foolishness because of the stuff that he does, I could see that. That wouldn't surprise me as much. But
Clay.
them other two?
Oh, Steph is not. The only way Steph goes somewhere is if they have a sit down with Steph.
That ain't happen. That's not.
And they say, hey, look, you can either stay for the rebuild or we can let you go to somewhere that you want to go to.
Well, they already in rebuild mode at this moment.
Well, somebody need to tell Stephen Clay and Draymond this.
I mean, if they don't make any trades and do anything, I mean, it's over. And I don't see. I mean, they got some picks, they got some stuff that they could do, but I don't. And if they do make some moves, I think it's good enough to get them into the playoffs, to get them into the play-in for sure. But I mean, winning a championship now, they ain't got that. They don't have that. That's
I know a team that that'll trade for Clay. He can just be a spot-up shooter.
what we gonna give him for?
Who you want?
I mean, I'm just saying.
Who you want?
LeBron?
We can give y'all D-Lo. No. Anyways, we can get up out of here on Beyond the Game on WLXU 93.9 FM. We appreciate everybody who tuned in via Facebook Live, Twitter Live. We appreciate everybody. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, KY Beyond the Game. Make sure you download the podcast on all major podcast streaming platforms. We get ready to get up out of here as always.
LeBron 40.
Treat somebody how you want somebody to treat your mama. We up at this thing, y'all. Peace.